Do you need help finding and talking to your cash buyers for your wholesale deals? Or maybe you don't feel confident enough yet to go after cash buyers because you still have some problems or unanswered questions. Well, in this video, I'm going to be covering the top 3 problems newcomers have when it comes to pursuing and working with cash buyers. And then I'll provide the solutions to these problems so you can absolutely crush any roadblocks and obstacles that come your way when working with cash buyers, and so you can start wholesaling real estate with confidence. Hey, I'm Alex Martinez, founder and CEO of realestateskills.com, where we help everyday people to get started wholesaling, fixing and flipping, and even buying rental properties. We've been doing this actively for years, and nothing fires us up more than seeing you take action and being able to provide for yourself and your loved ones through real estate. Now let's dive right into the 3 biggest problems newcomers have when it comes to these wholesale buyers, these cash buyers that pay you wholesale fees for your deals. The first common question and problem is, do I find a wholesale deal first or do I find a cash buyer first? Now, when I started wholesaling over 10 years ago, I thought all I needed to do was find a deal, get under contract, and then all the cash buyers in my area would just fall out of the sky, coming to me with their checkbooks handy, ready and willing to pay me a wholesale fee for my deal because all I had was a house under contract. And let me tell you, this thinking of all I need to do is get a house under contract in order to wholesale it successfully turns out to be a very painful problem and mistake. And this is what happens when someone is so eager to get started without having the right training, systems, and foundations. And what most do at first is ask, how can I get a deal under contract as soon as possible? And they skip this vital step of actually finding cash buyers. And they skip getting clear on their cash buyer's buy box, which is the buyer's criteria of where and what they like to buy. And they skip building mutually beneficial relationships with their cash buyers so that their cash buyers are actually never willing to buy their deals and pay them substantial wholesale fees. And now I think you might know what happens next when we get a deal first rather than actually finding the cash buyers, right? This person gets a deal under contract, but then they can't wholesale the contract to a cash buyer because, well, they don't have any cash buyers. And this is painful because hypothetically, let's say you were able to get a $20,000 wholesale fee on this deal if you actually found the right cash buyer. Well, when a deal is under contract, there are timelines with deadlines, and you can't just hold on to a deal forever until you find a cash buyer. So what happens next is that you have to cancel the contract and leave potentially 5 figures on the table while burning a relationship with the agent and the seller because you weren't able to close the deal. Now you're looking bad in front of everyone and your reputation starts to spoil, and now no one really wants to work with you because you can't perform and you can't do what you say you're going to do. And this is all because you didn't find cash buyers first. But the crazy thing is that even when some people don't find a cash buyer the first time and lose out on a deal, they go get another deal under contract and the same thing happens again and again. They just don't learn. So the financial impact is that you never even get to start your business. You leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table because you had to cancel these contracts, and this is money you could have used to reinvest back into your business, to hire employees and cover your operating costs and even more. All because you didn't find cash buyers first. Now what's worse is the emotional impact. When you miss opportunities like these because you rushed it and you didn't have the right direction, then all there is to do is to look in the mirror and blame yourself, and that's a tough pill to swallow. You feel defeated, you feel beat up, and these are big reasons why people suffer in this business and end up actually quitting, because they never hone and work on the skill of finding cash buyers first. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. Here's what it looks like when we get it right. And we've solved all these problems because we've been investors for a long time and have helped a lot of people to get started in real estate. So when starting out, I didn't have any cash buyers lined up before I got my first deal under contract, and guess what happened? I had to cancel it. And this deal should have been a $10,000 or even $20,000 wholesale fee, so this was a tough pill to swallow. But you know what I did after that? I found the best cash buyers I could and began developing relationships with them. I found exactly what types of property they like to buy, I found out where they like to buy these properties, and I found their buying capacity, meaning if they could buy 3 or even 10 deals a month if I brought the deals to them. Now guess what happened after this? I never had to cancel a wholesale deal again after that due to not having cash buyers. And from there, I knew that if I ever had to cancel a deal in the future, it was because it was due to my analysis, which was an easy fix. It was now something I could absolutely control and get better at. So the answer to the question of, do I find a wholesale deal first or do I find a cash buyer first? Well, the answer is you find the cash buyer first so you don't have to cancel contracts and so you can know exactly what your cash buyer wants before you actually go out looking for deals. So today I roll my eyes when someone says, just find a deal and the cash buyers will come. I mean, it's the same thing as saying, hey, just get a Rolex and the buyers will come. Well, guess what? I've had this watch for over 10 years now and no one's offered to buy it from me. So just because you have something of value doesn't mean the buyers will come. So the point is, we and you need to find the cash buyers first in your area, and it will save you from all the pain I just talked about and increase your likelihood of success. And if you want to find cash buyers first so you never run into this problem, then be sure to download our free step-by-step guide using our Google Ninja trick to instantly find cash buyers in your area for free. All you have to do is go to realestateskills.com/Google, and the link is in the description as well. Now, the second common question and problem is, do I need to find 100 cash buyers or do I need to find one cash buyer? So when someone is new and starting out in wholesaling, they think that they need to go get hundreds of cash buyers, and they get hijacked by the goal of finding as many cash buyers as possible rather than focusing on the most important actions, which are actually submitting offers, closing deals, and getting paid. Now, what you get by only focusing on getting a bunch of cash buyers is that, well, you get a ton of cash buyers, but then you get no deals under contract, and you get no wholesale fees, which means no closed deals, which means no income. And this happens all the time when people are starting out. People get obsessed with finding hundreds of cash buyers, and they're so excited to have all these cash buyers. Then 12 months go by, and they still haven't got one deal under contract and haven't gotten any closer to their dreams and goals. And it's all because they didn't understand how many cash buyers they needed to find. So to answer the question of, do I need to find 100 cash buyers or do I need to find one cash buyer? Well, I'll tell you right now, you don't need to go out and find 100 or even more than that. That is way too many, and you're then over-optimizing for these cash buyers and spending way too much time finding cash buyers. Now, on the flip side, you don't want to only find one cash buyer because then you are severely limiting your ability to actually wholesale the deal. For example, if you only have one cash buyer, let's say this person wants to take a vacation to Europe and isn't buying deals right now. Well, then you're right back at square one and have to go back to finding cash buyers, which stinks if you have a deal under contract and have a limited timeline to wholesale this deal, which is pretty much the case in every case. And that means you might have to cancel the contract and lose out on that fee. It stinks. Or let's say this one cash buyer already has 10 projects going on and doesn't have any more capital to buy more properties and has their handful of projects. Well, once again, you're back at square one and might have to cancel the contract and leave your wholesale fee on the table if you only have one cash buyer. So the best solution I've found is to find 3 to 5 cash buyers in your area that are actively fixing and flipping multiple deals per month. And make sure that they're local to your market, that they know your area and can make quick buying decisions on deals because they're professionals and because they actually want to buy your deals. And now this way, if one of your cash buyers wants to take a vacation to Europe or has too many projects going on, you now have at least 2 to 4 other great cash buyers in your area that are willing to buy your wholesale deal. And what happens now is that you can now keep focusing on your business and on the most important actions than having to go back to square one and finding more cash buyers again. So to help you find those 3 to 5 cash buyers in your area, be sure to download our free guide using our Craigslist trick, which will allow you to find cash buyers for free exactly where you're at. All you have to do is go to realestateskills.com/Craigslist, and the link is in the description as well. And the third common question and problem is, how do I talk to cash buyers so I can come off as a pro from day one rather than an amateur? Now, this is a huge problem for all newcomers when it comes to wholesaling real estate because they get stuck on this step and they're asking the questions of, why would a cash buyer listen to me or want my deals? What do I even say to cash buyers? How do I approach a cash buyer when I've never done a deal? Well, here's the reality to build some confidence first. First off, cash buyers are human beings just like you and me, and they're not some magical creature. They're normal people and businesses that buy property to fix and flip or buy and hold and rent it out as rental property. And a lot of people I speak to really don't have a clear understanding of what cash buyers actually are, so I want to make that very clear. Now, secondly, it's important to understand that the right cash buyers do want to talk to you and that you have immense value to provide to these cash buyers. As a wholesaler, you provide immense value to cash buyers by putting houses under contract for them. And cash buyers are typically extremely busy business owners that are doing more than just acquiring real estate deals for their company. For example, they're also busy hiring employees. They're putting out fires. They're making sure projects are getting done on time. They're making sure their houses are selling for the highest possible price. They're raising money for their deals, so on and so forth. They're doing a lot. So as you can see, cash buyers are busy people and they don't have all the time in the world to always put houses under contract for their company. And so as a wholesaler, you can effectively do this for them. And when you can do this for them, you provide an immense amount of value because all they have to do is sign the dotted line and then pay you a wholesale fee for those deals. You save them a lot of time and a lot of money because you brought this deal to them. So in order to know exactly what to say to cash buyers, I recommend downloading my free cash buyer script by going to realestateskills.com/cashbuyerscript. In this script, I cover exactly how to approach and start conversations with cash buyers, as well as the exact questions to ask them to get their buying criteria. And this way you can now bring them the exact deals they want and increase your likelihood of success when wholesaling to these cash buyers. And also be sure to check out my video here going even deeper on the cash buyer script. It's how to talk to cash buyers. You're gonna love it. And now you'll know exactly what to say and how to say it. And now you'll be a pro from day one rather than an amateur. So there you have it. We answered 3 of the biggest questions and problems that newcomers have when it comes to cash buyers. With the first one being, do I find a wholesale deal first or do I find a cash buyer first? And you want to find the cash buyer first so you can effectively close on the deal once you have it under contract, rather than having to scramble around like a chicken with your head cut off once you have a property under contract. And we answered the second biggest question and problem, which is, do I need to find 100 cash buyers or do I need to find 1 cash buyer? And the answer is that you want to actually neither find 100 or 1 cash buyer. You actually want to find 3 to 5 cash buyers. This way, if one's on vacation or has too many projects going on, you're able to wholesale your deal to multiple other cash buyers and increase the likelihood of your success of wholesaling this deal. And last but not least, we answered the question of how do I talk to cash buyers so I can come off as a pro from day one rather than as an amateur. And with that, I gave you access to my free cash buyer script so you know exactly what to say and how to say it. And it's the same script that we've used to communicate like pros to cash buyers for years and to have them be ecstatic to pay us wholesale fees for our deals. Now remember, as a real estate wholesaler, you provide immense value to cash buyers. You're the gasoline to their business engine. As a wholesaler, you bring houses under contract to them where all they need to do is sign that dotted line in the contract for them to acquire a deal and have their next fix and flip project and investment property. This gets handsomely rewarded in the form of a wholesale fee, which is not only well-deserved, but well-earned. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to get all the free resources down below in the description. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next content's coming out. And if you found value from this video, then please be sure to let us know and leave a comment below. This is Alex Martinez with realestateskills.com. I'll see you in the next one.